Few world leaders can turn on the charm offensive quite like Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Is New Delhi, though, less than impressed? On his arrival in India, for one, Trudeau didn't get the characteristic Modi welcome, like Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu or former US President Barack Obama. A junior minister in the Modi cabinet, Minister of State for Agriculture Gajendra Singh, received the Canadian Prime Minister at the airport. Is it a snub, as sections of the Canadian press and back home have dubbed it?
There is no snub whatsoever by any stretch of imagination. Prime Minister Trudeau is an esteemed guest. He's on a state visit. He's here at the invitation of Prime Minister Modi, and he has been accorded all due courtesies as per protocol.
That said, the Khalistan issue has cast a shadow on bilateral relations. There are 1.4 million Canadians of Indian origin, making up nearly 3.6% of that country's population. Justin Trudeau, who's seen as close to the Sikh community, is even affectionately called Justin Singh. As many as 4 Sikh leaders hold key cabinet berths in the Trudeau government, prompting the Canadian Prime Minister to quip once, he has more Sikhs in his cabinet than Narendra Modi. While that should have meant heydays for Indo-Canadian ties, there has been a resurgence of radical Khalistani elements in Canada. Trudeau himself has been seen on platforms with Khalistani flags prominently displayed.
There is certainly a concern, and not just a concern, a major concern in India about the vote bank, the nature of vote bank politics in Canada. We are also a democracy, we are a multi-ethnic society. We understand vote bank politics. There is no difficulty whatsoever, and we cannot have a difficulty for that matter in the Canadian leadership cultivating different segments of its own populace, or in particular to quote the Sikh vote, to visit Gurdwara.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
I mean, this is all a part of politics in any democracy. But what we are concerned with is that the Canadian leadership in successive governments in general, and the Liberal government headed by Prime Minister Trudeau in particular, have gone beyond the needs of the political arithmetic and have been quoting mollycoddling radical elements, Khalistani elements in particular. The Liberal government in the Ontario Provincial Parliament passing a resolution terming 1984 as genocide. Prime Minister Trudeau himself appearing at Khalistani platforms where there are Khalistani flags, where known terrorists who have blood of innocent people on their hands being eulogized, etc., etc. These are cause of concerns because, frankly, Canadian soil is being used by the Khalistani elements for anti-India activities. It is not an activity of the Canadian government, but certainly the radical elements have been emboldened in Canada. And imagine the great Sikh religion, which is inclusive, which is benign, which is open to all ethnicities and communities, is being hijacked by a very small segment of Khalistani elements who control the Gurudwaras in Canada. Not only control the Gurudwaras, and through that they corner a lot of funds that the devotees give to the Gurudwaras. And they're misusing that. They're misusing that platform by, it's first time ever that a place of worship, and that to a Gurudwara for the reasons that I mentioned, is being declared to be out of bounds for Indian officials. The other side is that there are sober and influential Sikh voices in Canada who have distanced themselves from this approach and from that resolution. But certainly an emboldened section of the Khalistani elements are continuing with their mischief making. Certainly this is casting a shadow on the relationship, but as I did mention that it's not a one issue relationship. On the particular issue of the Khalistani elements operating out of the Canadian soil, This is a matter which we have been taking up with our Canadian friends for a long time and at all levels. And it has been taken up with Prime Minister Trudeau also. We would expect a friendly country to show more sensitivity to India's concerns, not allow anti-India activities or the hatred against India, disaffection against India to be whipped up by certain misguided elements who have made this their business, because 99.9% of the Indian or the Sikh diaspora is very friendly towards India. I mean, India is a cultural home, but it's a microscopic section of the diaspora. Ever since the Liberal government has come to power, we find that they are emboldened. They are, in fact, they are radicalizing the Sikh youth, and that is something that again we have shared with our Canadian friends, because at the end of the day, what is happening is it is radicalizing the Sikh youth, which is the Canadian youth. Young Sikh kids are being given unsheathed swords to brandish race slogans. These are not very good signs for any democracy or in any liberal and progressive society.
A controversy was also brewing, with the Canadian media reporting that Trudeau, who will visit the Golden Temple in Amritsar, will not meet Punjab Chief Minister Amarinder Singh.
The Chief Minister of Punjab is on record to have said that he will be honoured to receive the esteemed Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada, when he visits Amritsar. And going by the media reports today, I see that yesterday the High Commissioner of Canada was asked to go to Punjab to invite Captain Amarinder Singh for a meeting, perhaps. I think for a meeting with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. So this is very much in keeping with the quality of the relationship, and we are very happy that the esteemed guest is visiting the holy city of Amritsar and visiting the Golden Temple, which is open to any and everybody, all faiths, all personalities, all leaders, and that's a very happy development.